I do agree with you though. I don't think like you have to make anything drastic. You could improve the team without like really mortgaging the future, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Just like a backup point guard, I think would do wonders for this team. And I think some fans would be like, "Oh my god, like that's all we needed to possibly get to that 5 seed and match up with the 4 or 5 seed in the playoffs." Like, I honestly think Trajan's going to be very calculative. It's not going to do anything that would possibly like mess up what they do long term in terms of just like cap flexibility, because
Right.
I feel like they have so many, like their front office I feel like is kind of like an all-star team front office. Like they have so many guys in there that are seasoned vets, like Dennis Lindsey, who was in Utah for several years. You basically stole Michael Blackstone, who is the cap space guy from what I was told. So I mean, like there's a lot of good guys in that front office, and I think that what I would just tell fans over these next 5 days, don't expect like a Levine, don't expect a Devin Booker. I just saw, why don't we get Booker? You don't want that conversation.
Yeah,
Because if you want Booker, you're probably giving up everyone but Cade Cunningham.
and I also think about just like with the second apron and everything. I don't even think Cade's contract, his extension has really kicked in yet. And
Mm-hmm.
so Cade is going to be making like around $50 million. Asar, his time is going to be coming to make money. He's going to be an expensive player as well. Ji, he's probably like there's a lot of guys that you need to pay, and with the second apron and how difficult they make it to like go over the luxury tax, or once you do go over the luxury tax, they make it difficult for you. So if you do get a Levine, or if you do get a Brandon Ingram, and you have to now pay Brandon Ingram and Cade, there's inevitably going to be people who you're not going to be able to keep because of that, just based on how expensive they are. So
Yeah, you won't have a bench. That's
exactly right.
that's what it would be. It's like Cade's contract goes into effect next season. I believe it's 44 million.
Yeah.
And then Tobias is the second highest paid player, but it would be the last year of a $26 million deal. Then you got Stu, and then it keeps going down. Who knows what you give Ivy at the end of the year? I still think he's getting $100 million extension. That's just what I think.
Yeah, because as insane as it sounds, like $100 million in the NBA today isn't like a groundbreaking deal necessarily. So I think Jaden will get that. And like with him already being on pace for a career year before he hurt himself, like I think people see the potential there.
Yeah, I mean, someone said J.I. can be a better fit than Levine and cheaper. Like I've been telling people that like give Jaden Ivey a few years. Not saying they're the same athlete, but production wise, I think they could, average the same amount of points. I mean, he shot 40% from three. I think when he came back, he was shooting like 50% from three, which is just insane. Especially that game winner in Sacramento. Like that was crazy. Like I still watch that game from time to time. I was like, I don't even know how the hell that went in.
Yeah.
But yeah, you got Duren too up for an extension, and he
Exactly.
probably,
Like, and Duren, he's like in the best stretch of the season for him right now. Like he's been killing on the offensive boards. He's been playing pretty good defense and things. So this again, I know people have been like a little impatient with Duren because he's like in his third or fourth year, something like that, and he's only 21. Like, but the dude, he's so young. Like you can see he's starting to kind of slowly but surely put it together.
I think having Asar helps him out a lot because it doesn't have to worry about like weak side as much because Asar usually has that on lock. But I mean, you have to pay Duren if you want to pay him. I mean, like if he has the months, like these next 2 months, if he puts like 3 good months together, then you possibly have contract extension talks with not only him but Jaden Ivey as well to lock up your backcourt and lock up a starting center.
Right.
The Cade loves throwing lobs too. Like some of the lobs this guy catches, like I don't get it. Like one-handed dunks, it's insane.
Yeah, I asked Darren just about like the connection they have last night, and yeah, you could tell like all these dudes really like each other, and they're friends really like in real life away from basketball.